Alright everybody, Boo and Super Vegito's EZAs are up here on Global Dokkan. So let's go ahead and hop into the final 5 stages here and talk about their EZAs and go over the weaknesses for each one. So Boo here, we're going to do these in separate videos. This is going to be the Boo video, then we'll have a Vegito video. But Boo here is weak to the Potara category. So if we go ahead and set it to Potara, you know, back in the day, this used to be probably one of the best teams in the game. This is what we have going on for Potara. So, you know, just take a look here. Honestly, this isn't the biggest category in the world. So if you're a brand new player, it might be kind of tough to have some of these characters. But my wife was actually able to do this entirely with just like a fusion team. So if you can just build like a super AGL team, I really think that you can get this done without any issues. Like I said, she just turned on the auto clicker and started going. I got home from work and she was like, "Hey, I keep dying at stage 30. Can you make sure I have a good team like for this EZA?" I look at it and she was just using like a fused fighter team led by the Super Saiyan 4 Gogetas, and she literally got to stage 30 with no incidents. So it makes me think that this EZA is not very difficult, and I've definitely not had troubles so far. So right here, I am using an auto clicker to get through this, just because I cannot be asked to do this. I will say I do have a guide up on the channel for this, so if you want to check it out, go find it. I think I made a community post about it on the 11th, so which is today for me, but for you guys it might be a little late. So but I did make a community post about it. I'll say the biggest things that you just want to watch out for whenever you're doing this is the placement of the 2 and 3 buttons down there. You should want to make sure that they're not going to click on any of the options whenever you get out of the EZA, like the Baba Shop or the summon screen. That's the biggest issue you will run into trying to auto an EZA. But then otherwise, you just set it up and you sit back and watch it go. And as long as you have the auto buttons pressed there at the bottom, it'll just go on its own, no issue. So anyway, over here we have Super Boo's details. So he leads Transformation Boost category, Key 3, HP Attack and Defense, plus 170% to stats. And then he also leads Extreme STR, Key 3, HP Attack and Defense, 120% to stats. Super Boo is actually a very good battlefield leader. This part right here, just Extreme STR, Key 3, HP Attack and Defense, 120%. On its own is really good for Battlefield, but then there are a lot of Transformation Boost Extreme STR characters just off the top of my head. Cooler, this Super Boo, LR Final Form Cooler, Frieza, the First Form Pod Frieza, the Full Power Frieza, Janemba, STR Bojack, Android 21, Celis are all Extreme STR Transformation Boost units that I can just think of off the top of my head. So you can run this guy in Battlefield and get a lot of value out of that leader skill. Right down here, the Mystic Ball attack is his super attack. Greatly raises attack for 1 turn, causes immense damage to the enemy, and greatly lowers attack and defense. This isn't the worst super attack ever, but it's not the best. We really want to see greatly raise defense, or just like raise defense on this super attack, and he does not have that. The lowering attack is okay. This can be good for Super Battle Road, and a few of the red zone stages you can lower attack in the beginning. Off the top of my head, Broly, Omega, the Metal Cooler Core, and I'm sure some others, but those 3 off the top of my head, you can lower the attack in the first phase, so you can get a little bit of value out of this in red zone. Down here is passive, Key +1, attack and defense plus 120% at the start of turn, and he gets an additional defense boost up to 120%. The more HP remaining, the greater the boost. And he gets an additional attack and defense 60% when attacking, and then an additional 60% defense within the same turn after receiving an attack. Now, these are both multiplicative buffs, but they do not multiply with each other. So if you get both of these up, you'll have a total 120% multiplicative buff up. So let's say you have 100,000 defense at the start of turn. You won't, but let's say hypothetically you have 100,000 defense at the start of turn. If you do a super attack and get hit, you multiply that by, what, 2.2? And so then you would be at 220,000 defense after both of those conditions are met. So that's a little bit, that's how this works, is if you fulfill one of these, you multiply by 1.6. If you fulfill both, you multiply by 2.2, whatever you see the start of turn defense at. Alright, now his absorption conditions are down here. He transforms into Ultimate Gohan when HP is 80% or more, starting from the 5th turn of battle. All of these are going to be starting from the 5th turn of battle, and it's not an active skill, so once you hit the 5th turn, this guy will transform. This is the one that you do not want to get. You do not want to absorb Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. So between 50% and 79% HP, he will absorb Gotenks and become BUU Gotenks. We'll go over it a little bit, but this is definitely not what you want out of his absorption. Right down here, he absorbs Piccolo when HP is 49% or less, starting from the 5th turn as well. Really, you want this one. This is like Big Daddy. This one is pretty useful and pretty solid. This guy sucks. If you get this guy out, like, I'm sorry, like, you've lost, probably. This guy is not good. So his transformations are right down here. We'll click on those in a second. Link's skill in his base form are Majin, Brutal Beatdown, Metamorphosis, Wall Standing Tall, Fear and Faith, Infinite Regeneration, and Fierce Battle. Pretty decent if you've got another BUU unit to put next to him. The issue is we don't really have another BUU unit to put next to him. We're kind of in that waiting period, and he specifically wants a pure form BUU in his Super BUU state. So someone like Fat BUU or Kid BUU will be good with this guy. But keep in mind, this guy doesn't have big bad bosses, so if you have like a Kid BUU unit, that will hurt the Kid BUU. But I mean, these links are powerful, at least, like, to compensate. It's like Majin at level 10 gives 2 key, attack and defense 10%. Super BUU characters are ones that you want to link level 10. They just get so much extra value from their links whenever you get them that high. The Brutal Beatdown's not really anything important, it's just 15% attack. That is a very common villain link, though, so that's nice. Metamorphosis is another common villain link, and that becomes 5% HP regen and 10% attack and defense at level 10, so again, just another link that you want to get up to level 10. Infinite Regeneration recovers 2 key, 3% HP, and 10% defense. You can see that it's only 3% HP at level 1, so again, another link that you just, like, these BUU units got so much value out of the link level update. Fear and Faith is a decently common villain link as well, and it's just 2 key. The defense lowering doesn't really matter for anything major. Wall Standing Tall, I think a couple second form cells have this. This is mostly like a Gohan link. It's like characters who fought Gohan kind of have this, so like Cell and BUUs kind of have it. And then Fierce Battle is just attack. Down here, his categories are Transformation Boost, Final Trump Card, Time Limit, Majin Buu Saga, Majin Power, Sworn Enemies, Artificial Life Forms, Power Absorption, Kamehameha, Heavenly Events, and Worldwide Chaos. You can see his stats down here. He has really good HP, pretty good attack. His defense is a little low for an easy ATUR, but it's, you know, it's okay. You know, it's better, it's all right. These are some of his good linking partners. We can expand the list a little bit. You can see none of these units are really meta viable right now. The best one is probably this guy right here, and he's just barely like fringe red zone tier. So we are really looking for some more Majin Buus. You know, this guy is maybe fringe getting close to an easy A. This guy's definitely getting close to an easy A. This is his transformed state. That's what these three are right here. I think this guy, or is this the TUR for the LR BUU? I'm thinking of this guy. I think this guy's kind of also getting close to an easy A, so there is that. But yeah, you know, he really just wants another BUU unit, and we don't really have those right now. What we really need is another one of these guys. A standalone Buuhan. That would be really nice. So let's go ahead and take a look at his Buuhan form. Please. Can I do that? Oh, okay, yeah, it switched. It just didn't, like, refresh or anything. Okay, so here we go. Leader skill is the same. His super attack becomes really good, though. He gets greatly raised attack and defense. That's 50% for 3 turns. So that will stack up. Every single time you do a super attack, you will get a multiplier. If you do 1 super attack, you'll have a multiplier of 50%. 2 super attacks, you'll have 100%. 3 super attacks, you'll have 150%. And that stacks up turn to turn. So if you do 3 supers on 2 different turns, you'll have a total multiplicative buff of 300%, right? Because it'd be 50-50-50 is 150, and then 50-50-50 for a total of 6 supers. You would have a 300% multiplicative buff here. So pretty good. You can see it right here, by the way, 50% and 50%. His passive skills recovers 12% HP at the start of turn. Healing is always nice. Ki +2, it's always nice whenever TURs give themselves Ki. So that means minimal, he should be starting at 8 Ki on any given turn if you're running him on a proper leader. Attack and defense plus 180% at the start of turn, and an additional defense boost of 120%. This is the same as what it was. The more HP, the greater the boost. So a total of 300% attack or 300% defense at the start of turn. He gets an additional 80% defense or 80% attack when attacking. He launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack and great chance of guarding all attacks for 6 turns from the start of turn. Keep in mind that the fastest you can get this guy out is on turn 5. So in theory, those 6 extra turns, like you would have that from turn 5 to like turn 11. So, most fights aren't really going to turn 11, so you shouldn't have an issue with this guy's guard or additional wearing off. And then he has a high chance of guarding all attacks starting from the 7th turn. So he never fully loses the guard, but it does go down to a high chance, which I find to be very unreliable. Now, over on the left here, we're actually going to finish up the EZA, but I'm just going to let it keep grinding while we keep going over the character, just to show you guys that you can keep going and earn some Zenny this way. So his link set changes to Majin, Big Bad Bosses. This is where he gets a lot of power here. This is actually wrong. It shows it correctly down here, like in that little gray box. Like, I don't know why it's showing 10% attack and 15% defense, but Big Bad Bosses goes to 25% attack and defense at link level 10 for free, no HP restriction, and then same categories. So this guy is really crazy. He can guard, he can get like 13, 14, 15 million attack stats, like a million defense or like 700k defense with guard. Just very, very powerful right here. Let's go ahead and take a look at BUU Piccolo, the next best option that you can get. So he massively raises. That's a 100% defense raise on his super attack. So obviously very good. He recovers 20% HP at the start of turn, so more HP than Buhan. He has 140% attack and defense at the start of turn. He gives all allies, this includes himself, 3 Ki and 40% defense. So already this is very valuable. A unit that's providing you 20% healing at the start of turn and 3 Ki, 40% defense is very good. He gets 50% damage reduction as the first or second attacker in the turn. Again, very solid for his defensive utility. He gets an additional 60% defense and all allies, 40% attack. And chance of performing a critical hit plus 8% as the third attacker in the turn. You probably won't see this very often, but it does let you float him and get a little bit more defensive viability. And then he actually recovers 10% HP at the end of turn for 6 turns from the start of turn. So overall, if you survive the turn with this guy, he's going to give you a minimum of 30% healing, 20% at the beginning, 10% at the end, and then if you have some of his other links active in here, he can give you some more HP healing if you have things like Metamorphosis active. I think that might be his only HP link after he transforms, but Metamorphosis is a pretty common villain link. Coolers have it, a lot of the transforming units have it, so this guy can give you a lot of healing. He gives you allies Ki and defense. Pretty valuable. Like, if you get this guy out, you're definitely not in a bad spot. This is a solid unit. And then lastly, we have Gotenks, the BUU Gotenks. This is he is not good. So first off, we mentioned that you're going to get this guy out at minimum on turn 5, and he's sealing and lowering attack as his only buffs in his super attack. I don't know if you guys have noticed this much yet, but you can't really seal and lower attack and defense around turn 5 in most fights. So, unless you're going up against like Red Zone Cell, who I think can be sealed or stunned, like pretty decently far into the fight, this isn't going to give you any value whatsoever. He only gives you 10% HP at the start of turn, which isn't good. He has a little bit of stats here. He gets an additional buff when attacking. And then he gets additional buffs when enemy is in the attack or defense down state. Well, you're like never going to get this part of his passive up because you're never going to be on turn 5 against an enemy that can have their attack or defense lowered, like most of the time. Or at least like all the major bosses, this is not going to be applicable. So you're basically just locked out of this line. It's completely worthless. Then he gets an additional key +1, defense +80%, and great chance of launching an additional super for 6 turns from the start of turn. Well, guess what? You don't get any value from launching any additional super attacks. Like, he's not really doing damage. Like, you can't lower their attack. So it's like, what is this guy actually doing? He's dying. Like, you're getting this guy out, he has no stats, and he's just dying. His link set, and then he also gets over in a flash, which isn't great. That's also not even the buff for over in a flash, so... Oh, man, well, basically, it boils down to get to turn 5 and either be at, like, full HP or low HP. Don't be anywhere in the middle and get this guy out, so... Anyway, that is Easy A STR Super BUU. Let me know if you guys had any trouble completing this guy's Easy A. Let me know if you used an auto-clicker or if you did it all manually because you're on iOS and you're sad. But yeah, that's going to be the Easy A. Let me know how far you guys grind up the stages. I'm probably not going to go much farther after I finish this stage right here. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.